Hit the button. All right, it's time to hit the button, see if we're live, and we're going to get out of here as quick as on time as possible because Green Gorilla is going to have one going in right after me. I'll drop the link for his video or at closer to the conclusion of this. I try to do one of these AMAs at least once a week because I always get random questions, and no matter what video I do, we when I ask for questions, there's never questions on topic of the video. So I try to do one of these at least once a week, so we can get the randomized stuff out of the way, so you can get your what's up, Brian? Brian's with me, been with me a long time. Hurricane, what's up? Cool Gamer, what's up, man? Trouble Man was in first. Jeff, what's going on, man? Chemistry, what's happening? Mr. Donnie Mac, what's up? Yeah, early Father's Day. With Nia now it's Grandfather's Day, so I get more love from my grandkids than I do from my children now. So I think it's a happy Grandfather's Day. Ignatz, what's going on, man? Ignatz, the thing is, man, Crazy Cat and actually demonstrates the clash between black males and black females and the abuse that we give each other. The abuse is so normalized in the black culture. And Crazy Cats was um, the comic strip was uh, indicative of the abuse that black people take. This kind of dysfunctional love hate relationship we have with each other, and also with the main society. So. Uh, with the little mouse, throwing the brick upside the head of the cat. In other words, when it's supposed to be that you have a black cat and a white mouse, in the relation between black women and white men. Okay, but thing is, it's also the same thing about the abuse that black women love, and they also love to give it back. So one day we have to do a dive into Crazy Cat. What's going on, Art? Titan, what's up? Craig, what's going on? Yeah, well, crypto has fusion America. In fact, you ever see that's unpredictable, man. It's unpredictable about what's going to break its all-time high. It probably will, um, at some point, and how high it will go, I don't know. That a lot of that depends on how the Chinese handle Bitcoin, because the Chinese have been and probably still are the main driver of how Bitcoin goes. But as far as digital currency, crypto, your dollar will be crypto. Your Fed now is basically crypto. It's digital currency. Crypto is nothing but digital currency. It's not no more, no less. And most of your money is digital already. And the Fed is trying to push you toward all digital currency. What's up, Anastasis? What's going on? Hear people on TikTok talking about U.S. getting hit with a EMP and being invaded. What is that about? Okay, it could get hit with EMP, but thing is, the U.S. will probably retaliate with an EMP, and that will actually stop all traffic. But the thing is, nobody's going to invade us with 400 million guns and 330 million people. It's not going to happen because we got EMPs too, and we can disable electronics just like they can, and nobody's going to try to invade this country. What will most likely happen to the United States is it will actually hit a financial crisis and break apart. Nobody's going to invade you, at least not yet. Have you ever done a deep dive on monk life, or can you do one? I don't know how deep a dive I can do, but I have talked about it. Um, And there is a very active monk culture in the MGTOW community. What's his name? Okay, I can give you a couple names. I just can't think of them off the top of my head. But it's a very active monk culture in the MGTOW community. One good person that is young relatively and living a sort of semi monk's life is young Grizzly. He's actually moved out to Georgia. He's on like 3 acres. He's out there mostly by himself and him and his dogs, and that's where he lives. And he does his remote work on his computer, and that's how he lives. Um, so that is one person has to go check out on his adventures in his monk life. But I can. Any thoughts on the woman that gave her son up for adoption, met him when he became an adult, and had 2 kids with him? Basically, that's called incest. It's not supposed to happen. That's not supposed to happen. But when stranger things have happened. Well, yeah, because of the way it's you know, the way it's actually situated from north and south. Only Mexico and Canada, but nobody's coming through there. And America, the United States is way too big. It's like invading Russia. It's way too big. Yeah, yeah. People, uh, yeah, um, use those talking points. Number one, nobody besides China has a population to actually invade the United States, and China has no wish to do it. Too much money, too much trouble. Dub Will, what's up? The French wants to. I think they're hedging their bets, but the fact that they're even contemplating it means a lot. That means that if the French actually join the BRICS, then basically the EU is done for. EU and NATO is probably done for. Yeah, too many guns. U.S. will become a second world country in the future, like 10, 20 years. It's going to take longer than that. It's going to be a regional superpower along with China, Russia, and maybe India. Okay, I'll check it out, Mr. Donnie Mac. Middle class calculator. Okay, I'll check it out. Are you familiar with The Voice of the Ancestors book volumes written by Chase McGee? No, never even heard of it. Never even heard of it. Mo, he's basically, if you don't know it, his mother died like maybe a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, and he's got to go through that. So, and he says he's not going to be back until he's finished the whole process. So, got to give him some time because less about the haters, more about what happened to his mother. Would God in the Old Testament be considered very black pill? No, Jehovah was very, very harsh. Even to the story of Adam and Eve, he's very harsh. Are there any resources or men's groups or support groups in this space? Not that I know of. Not that I know of. There's none that formed. But the thing is, most people here are actually anonymous, so you have to give up some of your anonymity to actually form a support group, and uh, and that puts you under attack and under scrutiny. So that's how come a lot of people are not willing to do it. It's like having a support group on Reddit. It doesn't make sense. Yeah, you can start one. I'm blocked. Evidently, you're not blocked. In my opinion, guys here pretty much lean on each other's through experiences. What you really hear is to share your story, so to let you see that you're not the only one. That there's a pattern to this. That you're not crazy. And that's the thing I hear over and over and over again. I thought I was the only one. I thought I was crazy. I thought it was just me, and find out that it's not. And once you find that out, then you can actually move differently. This is not a physical space where people meet up and get to know each other face to face. In a physical space, it's very uh, purposely disorganized. Okay, disorganized and loose. To actually protect not only the content creators but also the people that are involved. Like cutting up with the Joneses, you don't use your real face or your real name. The clock is ticking on the Supreme Court ruling on emerging student loan forgiveness. Where do you see this go to? They're will lean with the banks. Yes, they are trying to not increase birth rates, but also um, keep the working population up. 30% of almost 30% of your population is actually retirees. They need workers, and they need children. So that's the reason to keep your workforce up and your population up. It said, if the U.S. loses its global dominance, do you think they will try to take back civil and women's rights to bring back free labor to pay off its debts? Now, they can't take away civil rights. It's too late for that. Women's rights, they're doing that because of population. But women's rights, women have rights. Can they change policy? Sure. Will Biden make it through his first term, President Harris? I don't know. That's outside of our control. I have no clue. Yeah, sometimes old birds are too tough to die. So I see he's made it so far. So I see him making it through his first term. Some content creators in the space know what I look like or have some level of access to my Facebook or IG now. They do. What I'm saying is that the majority of people don't come out with their face and their identity in public like that. Okay, they don't. If you don't do that, you really can't start spaces and organizations. How do you think UBI How do you think UBI will the black community? I don't know what that means. Have you heard of the book Black Men Say Goodbye to Misery, Say Hello to Love by Yeshua Barak in 1992? Nope, never heard of it. I thought you wrote it. No, I never heard of it. The point of Roe v. Wade is actually increase white birth rates, which it has. Okay, it leveled out white birth rates. You go back and look at um, the fertility rates of the last of 2021 and 2022. Okay, the rolling back of Roe v. Wade actually worked. It makes it hard to get an abortion. Is it perfect? No. Oh, effect. It's going to affect it just like everybody else. Okay, you're gonna get your portion. You have to figure out something else, but things you can be able to eat and have shelter. So it's gonna affect you just like it affects everybody else. It's not just a black problem. What's with the guy who said the population needs to be lower from 7 billion to 500 million? He's crazy. Now they've been saying that. Malthusians have been saying that for the last 100 years. It's not new. Time and lack of employment will bring down the cost of labor, and only after the boomers is to pass away, in my opinion. Nope, because that's going to have the gig jobs are already a fact. Okay, boomers are still alive, and this is going to happen within the next 10 years. I think he's from the World Economic Forum. Could be. Chances the U.S. has exotic space-based weaponry. They're probably pretty good chances. Depends what you mean by exotic. McCloud Schwab? Okay. Georgia Guidestones. Okay. I don't know what that means. I guess what I was asking is, do you think that you will help a lot of black folks get off the struggle bus? We don't know until it actually happens. But I think it'll put everybody on a struggle bus. The struggle bus will still exist, except everybody else will be on it too. Nobody. It's never been rolled out before. Nobody knows what's going to happen. There are no road maps for where we're going. You would hope that you wouldn't need it, but evidently that's not where they're going with this. How do you put a whole planet on welfare? Nobody's figured that out yet. Uh, Thank you, Anacetus, for the cash app. Appreciate you. Can you explain the financial principle of UBI, where the money will come from if it will theoretically be decreased? Human productivity. Evidently, the governments have to figure out how to come up with it. They probably have to lower the cost of living, and they will have to heavily tax the businesses that use AI and robots. That is the theory. What are the signs and symbols that black? It's called. One. It's called. One is, well, you social media is one, right? Because before they weren't talking to you, now they are. Uh, Two, the books that are being written about being fair to black men, to men, period, right? Okay. Three, the blogs and the TikTok videos and the articles that are coming out, asking questions about the fairness of black men, high value men, and stuff like that. They have to negotiate to come back to the table. They talk about what it takes to get married now. They weren't talking that way before. So it's those are the symbols and criteria that we're looking for. Those are the signs. I'll use my UBI to trick. Hey, it's your money. I don't know what the LOL is. But boss, if you want to troll, man, why don't you go someplace else and troll? We don't know. We don't know if it will be the real life Hunger Games. Hunger Games. Uh, you need control. Basically, you have a society that doesn't exist. People do not stay put under that kind of thumb. What's the pink pill? A pink pill is basically um, a swirler's version of the world, right? The pink pill, how to be ladylike, how to attract white men. That's the pink pill. Okay, that was Crystalline Kerosene. When Blackman tried to save Keisha, is he really trying to save his mama? Yes, and the black community. Okay, Keisha is the black community. Whether Keisha is in the projects or Keisha is in the executive suite. Okay. Yes. Heard the actress who played Lavita on Steve Harvey show explaining that her character was never created to be the ghetto girl, 85 versus 87. Reminded me of you. Oh, yeah, well, the thing is that the public decides what they like to hear. I am not saving no one. Well, the thing is that um, some guys have accepted that it can't be saved, but most guys haven't. Like I constantly hear pushback. Okay. The guys that are not really trying to save it or trying to fix or get with or negotiate with black women don't date them anymore. Most of them don't. Cafe es bueno. What's going on? Are black women becoming the international beauty standard? No, that takes generations. The mulattoes or the people of color are more likely the standard of beauty. Point. Why do simps think women need help when their counterparts are more educated, degreed, and has more money and support? Because you've been socialized to help them. It's called the Winter Soldier chip. The chip has been implanted in your brain to actually serve them. So even people, men that are not simps, we call them white knights and what have you, right? Come to women's rescue. You've been trained to. As someone in the pro-black community, would you agree that it's hyper? Yeah, it is hyper gynocratic. While your Pookie Ray Ray class is more black pill, Pookie Ray Ray class is just as blue pill as everybody else, just a different way. That's how come they Pookie and Ray Ray classes will actually the one will actually come try to kill you on a woman's whim. They're just as blue pill, just on a different just a different way. What do you think is the critical mass, red pill, blue pill? Critical mass is always a tipping point, right? 10, 11%. And basically, we've already passed I call it escape velocity. We've already passed critical mass. That's how come they're trying to hold back. That's how come they're trying to put people like Andrew Tate in prison because they're trying to slow it down. We've already passed critical mass. When Kevin actually emerged out of COVID, we were beyond critical mass. So I call it escape velocity. It's too late. The face we see our women like our mamas and other races of men don't. Is very tough. It's called how you socialize, right? It's called socialization. Where you learn it from. You can't get past your basic programming. Never. The blue pill simp will be with you always. I don't think it can be saved. I'm not going to use my energy to try, but I have a level of respect for the ones that are out there genuinely trying. Yeah, yeah. The thing is, there's too many forces acting against trying to save a community that nobody wants to be around. Okay, and if your women don't try to um, solve some of the problems, the inherent problems inside the community, it's going to die. The community has to serve its constituents, you know, and the men will bail if they don't see value in it. What are some of the biggest challenges faces the conscious community? Okay, lack of support. They have to update their rhetoric. They got to social media way too late. A lot of us trying to push them toward the internet and social media, but they still wanted to do the old-fashioned way with book meetings and face-to-face meetings, which is fine. The thing is, they're just now starting to embrace social media, and that's the problem. And they let people take their message and interpret their message for them that are ahead of them. Now they have to counter all the disinformation. But things they have to keep up with the environment and keep up with the time. Could you do a case study similar to the octanes on blue pill? Nah, not really. I've done that with the Winter Soldier thing. How he socialized. Yeah, we did a lot of this stuff, man. It's in a lot of your the stuff we've done on with Kenneth Clark's book and the Tangle Pathology, right? It's how you socialize. I've done a lot of that work already. Have black women been practicing polyandry, one man for sex, one another man for resource? They've been doing that. All women have been doing that for eons. It's not new to black women. Black women have always looked at men as resources. Are American black women weaker reflection of American black men? Are we trying to overcome or cast off the aka passport bros. Are they weaker? A reflection of American black men? No, in fact they're probably the reflection of American black men. Black men are trying to change their worldview. That's like I'm gonna have to go someplace else. If you stay inside the system, you're gonna kowtow to what they want. It's interesting, it's interesting. The thing is how messy black life is, man, especially between men and women. That's very common. The thing is, um, hell, Tina Turner didn't know who her father was. That's very common. And a lot of people grow up, a lot of people have grown and almost died and found out that the person they thought was their father was their stepfather. They never knew who their father was. So that's not unusual. So that's just black life. Why aren't modern women and black not because they're actually blue pilled? Now, are they narcissists? Probably because they've been allowed. Because they believe in the system. They do. They believe in the system. They believe in the status quo. Okay, nihilists do not. What's up, Detroit? Are there red pill, blue black women? And if so, can you give an example of red pill, black pill women? Any woman at the top. Margaret Thatcher was one. Okay, as a woman, as a female. Okay, Kamala Harris is getting her wake up about being black pill. Okay, she doesn't know it. Michelle Obama is black pill because she had to be next to her husband in the White House. They know the real deal. Okay. If you really want to know a real black pill, which is who's a neoliberal, neocon, is Hillary Clinton. Okay, Hillary Clinton, Susan Rice. There's a whole bunch of them that are black pill as hell. And most of your strippers, okay, like Cardi B's black pill as hell. Dark Cardi B's a nihilist. She doesn't give a shit. She doesn't care about morals. She's immoral. She's amoral. Yeah, because it's called feminism. Yeah, okay. Boss chick is just another word for a feminist. According to the rates in the United States, it is. But as far as the world, I think the highest rate of paternity fraud is probably Jamaica at 70%. In the United States, for the black community, is 40%. Condoleezza Rice. Oh, Condoleezza Rice, one of them was Susan Rice, who used to be the undersecretary for Hillary Clinton. Um, is that helped propagate Benghazi in the Syrian war? Yeah, she's black pill as hell. Perfect example of socializing people to be outcast in the movie Full Metal Jacket boot camp. Yeah, to conform. Yep, that's true. Happened to my cousin. They forged his birth certificate, and the military told him it was fake. That's how he found out his mother was really his grandmother. Yeah, I got a personal family story about that, but I'm not going to tell it here. Okay, I'm not going to tell it here. What's going on, pragmatic? Yeah, yeah, kind of. Yeah, Ed and Susan, as black pill as they can get. Uh, I think it's no, actually it's Jamaica. Jamaica's 70%. In fact, it's documented. In fact, they've done several videos about it. There was a chick in Jamaica that said it. There's been several little papers written about it. Have you ever heard or any content from Miss Susan Vanker? I have. Yeah. Mrs. Susan Vanker, aunt of, okay, she had to be the niece of Phyllis Schlafly. Phyllis Schlafly is about damn near 90. So I doubt Susan Vanker is the aunt of Phyllis Schlafly. Yeah, those are the conservative feminists. They don't put Phyllis Schlafly. as a feminist, but feminists actually it's actually believed in women's liberation to a point. Do you think Birmingham is just as ratchet as Atlanta and Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And along with Shreveport, Louisiana, and a couple others, in Dallas, Texas, and Houston. Yeah. Instant Media, what's up? Michi Michi, what's up? Nope, actually, it was actually the 70% paternity fraud was the result of the testing that was done down in Jamaica, and 70% of the results came back negative. Is not the father. That's what I'm talking about. As far as Nigeria, I think it's 30 to 40%. Last I heard. Amanda Waller. Yes, they are. I think that we actually. I think was it Condoleezza Rice and Susan Rice are actually used as a what you call it for Amanda Waller. That's why, because we discourage marriage in the country. It would. That's why they don't do it. That's how the feminists don't want it. What percentage of do you think passport brought in the black community? Probably like 5%. Hey, Millset, what's going on? I don't know what you're talking about. That's a lie. You know, well, you go back and look at it, man. Prove me wrong. I don't like being called a lie. Go back and prove it. You haven't shown anything. Ah, it's because but for black men, okay, you are the designated underclass. That's why, and women have to use you as a stepping stool. Okay, and white women have to use that as a counterpoint. That's why it's demonized. Termacat. It was actually actually a fertility study, testing study done down in Jamaica. Okay, go look it up. Go look it up. Well, Becca Lynn Pope was just put another nail in the coffin. In a Brave New World scenario, where do you think black people will be graded? I don't know. It's not. It won't be about color. Color will not matter in a Brave New World. Color won't matter. What color you are. Would you do a live naming famous tens? Might. It's not at the top of my list. I've been doing all right, David. I'd say about yeah. Well, that's a reasonable range, plus or minus three, right? I say from 5 to 8%. That's reasonable. I don't think it's more than 10%. I think it's more like five. Most people cannot afford to be passport bros. I think that's very common. Okay, I think there's more. He just happens to be famous. That's very common. Yeah, that's where the paternity fraud is actually coming from. Well, it might, but thing is going to happen. They can't take care of these women. Yeah, legalizing sex worker possibly will break the system. Well, it might. Think about if you're a woman, take on a woman date simply because you can see a future with her. Otherwise, she's gonna have to bring something more to the table than pussy, right? What's the scene at the local taco truck these days? Actually doing booming business. As a matter of fact, I guess as prices go up, people can't go afford to go to a restaurant, so you just sit around the taco truck and eat and socialize. My thoughts on Tara Reid about asylum in Russia. Um, I haven't heard about it, but okay. I don't know what she did that need seek asylum in Russia. Divester? No, she's not. She's married. She's married to a black guy, as far as I know. Because it'll bring down the price of coochie dramatically. You won't need to get married. Why? If you all you get married, getting married and having a family for us to have sex, then. But if random chicks or prostitutes is cheaper than getting married, you'll pick that up. A lot of guys say I don't want to be bothered. It's easier to play my video games and go get tapped out a couple times a week. That's all you're gonna get in marriage anyway. Will the government legalize things like brothels and hemp? They've already legalized hemp in a lot of states. So um, yeah, I don't know about brothels. I don't think they're ready for brothels just yet. I don't think the women will actually stand for it. I'm trying to get on their passport, bro. The money's tight right now. Yeah, well, you get together. A music video. Okay. Yeah, see. Oh, that one. Okay. Well, I don't know why nothing's gonna happen to her. I don't know why she seeks asylum in Russia. Nobody's gonna touch her. What's going on, Kadish? I might one day. I might pull from the book, but we'll see. YouTube is really funny about this copyright. It's kind of hard, but we'll see. I have to watch it again. I've seen a couple movies. I read the book, listened to the audio book. I've seen one series, and I've seen a couple of movies. So i- if you talk about the newest series, I might. Solution is to build houses. Okay, is to build houses. China built 30,000 houses in a week for South Africa. You can do that for the United States. But the thing is, we'll actually drop the prices of existing homes. They don't want to do that. You can build houses. They can build houses if they want to. But why do people stay there without proper housing? No, he is not. But he's very skilled. He's like a poor man's Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan was actually did it better. But the thing is, there's no big men in the league anymore. So he's like the only one. So what he's showing what a big man can actually do. With more Indian and Asian men, Africa max. I have no idea what that means. Why are Ninja begging Keisha to come back to the table while there are beautiful Latinas waiting to be picked up because they've been socialized to? Only one season. Yeah, I have to watch it. Your thoughts on the many reparation studies going on, real or manipulation? Both. Political theater, most of it. Tofu houses. Okay. Immigration was swarming in the U.S. That's why you can see too many taco stands. True. The league kind of sucks now. It's changed. It's evolved into something else. The thing is, with the way you're spread out around the circle, if you got a big man inside that nobody can guard, then you're gonna have issues. That's what you saw with um, Denver. That's why I picked Denver to win the title. I said the only team that probably could have beat them was probably um, the Lakers with Anthony Davis. But since they couldn't, nobody else had anybody actually contend with him. Yeah, but thing is, you can. But thing is, a big man, Giannis cannot guard Jokic. You have to double team him. And if you have the way the league is set up for 3-point shooting, that means you have to double and triple team. That leaves three people open because you're gonna 9 times out of 10 you will actually lose that game. We need to be just channel was right. You called Denver a long time ago. Yeah, I did. I mean, it was just obvious. Will Asian and Indian men passport bro to Africa? 70 million extra men in both countries. They have. The thing is, can they live there? The Chinese actually probably can't. That's how come they don't stay. Uh, well, that's my whole point. I don't believe the housing system can it it can change. The thing is, if y'all don't want to give it off your ass and go and get on your government's ass about housing, nothing's going to change. You guys are not doing anything. Okay, you're waiting for people to die instead of getting out. Those are your representatives. Okay, you can change shit if you want to. The boomers didn't wait for civil rights on its own. They actually got out there and did something. Y'all got to get off your ass and do something. Y'all sit back and take it and whine. We'll see. We have to. Superstars are hard to predict. In 2023, let's say you're 23 or you save the community, I go SYSBM. I think most kids at that age are already SYSBM, right? They think of themselves first. It could be. I don't know. Well, two major population centers weren't involved, so yeah. Well, although Miami is a pretty big population center. Well, I don't know what Gen X is on. Nope, they're not conditioned. Okay, that most Americans do not want to get into a potential nuclear war. Now, if you guys, otherwise, you guys would actually be signing up to go over there. Are you? That's why they need a proxy war because you guys are not really with it. What do you consider to sell out to the black community? Somebody that's actually talking white talking points. Those are sellouts. What's up with this SBE thing? Really, I've tried to get a good handle on what they're talking about, and all I've got was gobbledygook. They can't explain it. I'm 35 and I've become aware of how many brothers suffer from mental challenges, including myself. Basically, most people cannot take this rapid amount of change, okay, over the past, say 20 years, and people will break. It's a lot of mental stress. They're leaving their kids behind in Chinese Africa. Yeah, 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 because I don't think they can actually live there for very long. I think that's why they leave. Do you think the infrastructure will be ready for main for nope by 2030? Nope. Nope, it will not. Not enough 5G, not enough power stations, and not enough cars with batteries. So, so it will not. When they try to slap down Bernie twice and squash, you guys are not doing shit. All you guys should do is sit up and try to vote. Have you guys actually went out and protested and got out on the street and talked about housing? Do you actually go down to the homeless camps and protest? Okay, do you? You guys haven't done anything. You guys have just sat back and whined for the most part. It's Occupy Wall Street, probably the closest. What's your vintage reparations for black men? I don't have one. Okay, I really don't have one. My what I would like is for black men, especially for black boys. I would like the same kind of access to capital, access to programs, access to grants, and access to education that women have. That would be nice. That would be a start. Lakers big man was injured. You need two bigs. You don't have a big man. You don't have. Got to remember, Dwight Howard was close when they had Dwight Howard. Okay, Dwight Howard was actually a really a big man, a classical big man. He could actually handle Jokic. Okay, defensively and offensively. Okay, you don't have that. Okay, all the other guys are lightweights. Jokic is over 300 pounds. You can't handle him. All you gotta do is back you down. And with the way the game is played, you have to come like 15 feet to give help. Okay, you can't recover from that. So you have to make a decision: either lead a guy open in the corner, or lead a guy open on a circle, or not help, and your skinny ass center get back down. It's up to you. Imagine what Shaq would do in this league. Okay, fouling people out. Why do you think ninjas keep asking for reparations when they're the same people who claim white people are liars and deceivers? The thing is, reparations mean they signed the check, so they mean liars and deceivers. But if they sign the check, they sign the check. Educate, educated. Then okay, I don't know what that is. Salute MT. Just listening to the episode of O'Shea's Kinganda, the American Black woman guest was saying they even got sorority chapters there now. Yeah, they can, but thing is, the infrastructure is not ready for them. Okay, it doesn't matter. It won't take hold until the infrastructure is ready for it to take hold. But thing is, um, this is structural, man. This is structural. This is structural. This is actually the environment is actually causing this. Women have always been there, but your black woman will always follow you, man. They try to disrupt it because they know nobody else wants them. Nope, they would not. Would you consider pimpology? Pimpology is actually black pill. It's not red pill. Pimpology doesn't have morals attached to it. Okay, good for him. You know, he's probably retiring. Woke capitalism. Uh, Woke capitalism has an agenda. So woke capitalism is actually financed by who? The government. That's why they're doing it. There's no such thing as woke capitalism. Well, hard to trust things given to you. Well, guess what, Negro? Don't take it. Somebody gives you a check. Somebody gives you a job. Somebody gives you a grant. Somebody gives you um, contracts. Okay, that can actually make your business. Nobody. What's his name? Steve Jobs didn't worry about things being given to him. Neither did Bill Gates. Neither did what's his name for Amazon. Angel investors gave them money and kept them afloat until they actually made their turn. If you don't like, you don't trust it. Who cares if you trust it? Will it help you? What do you think about the Rocky mascot being paid more than NBA players? Face green smile. In other words, they pulling Rocky probably pulls in more money than the WNBA player. If the thing is, women don't support them. If you can't get your own gender to actually support what you do, then you're lost. The women don't like to watch you. Okay, it is what it is. The biggest supporter of his mother died, so he's taking a break. He said that many times. Do Black Americans need more jobs or businesses? Both. Does Black pill equal Machiavellianism? No. Machiavelli is a version of Black pill. Actually, the Stoics and the Black pill actually existed way before then. Socrates knew what the Black pill was. He actually took one. And they own you ninjas. Well, unfortunately, they do. All right, I just mentioned that. I don't know why you keep asking about Ed. Ed's been on. Okay, he hasn't been on his channel, but he's been on Hangouts. He's busy. Phoenicians and Carthage and Canaan, they're all black. They actually were at one time part of the Egyptian Empire. until Egypt fell to the Greeks. Do you think the U.S. will adopt an individual citizen social credit score similar to what China does? That's going to be very difficult, okay? Because China is an authoritarian country and a homogenous society. United States is not. Y'all niggas don't want to even live. Yeah, I love contracts. You have to be given a contract. Thoughts on Colonel West? I've said he is the Black Bernie Sanders. It's upcoming issue with his non-Black partner. And it's not going to mean he's actually appealing to white people. He's far more popular with white people than he is with Black people. Okay. Bernie, he's actually a progressive socialist. Okay. That's why he's running green. There will always be conscious community is always about education. It's not about money. What's your percentage of men that will turn red or black pill after the 2024 election cycle? Have no clue. Have no clue. Oh, I will. Fast they frame it like a man's issue, but nobody watching them. So how are they going to? Yeah, they can't make any money. They can't. They can't. There's more female NBA fans than there are WNBA fans. Okay, way more, like a factor of like 10. Uh, you think Ripple will win the lawsuit against the SEC? Probably not. BBC, I don't know what that is. News. What about them? There was an incident which Amazon locked a guy out of. Yeah, I heard about that. Due to racist remarks. Yeah, I don't think that'll happen again. You think the Mashitobi study can give insight to what happened to ancient Egypt? Probably not. Ancient Egypt actually fell because of the weather more than anything else. Particularly, there's a lot of mixing going. Nope, it actually has more to do with the weather. The weather changed, and their fertile land dried up. The Nile started to dry up, and you can't support people without water. So that's why they fell. And after they fell, then they're actually open for invasion. I think the government should use FHA New Deal like programs to hire millions of people to build things like how they should. In fact, Barack Obama tried to do that back after 2009. Okay, but they had a lot of pushback. Democratic socialism been around since 1850. You think nope? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. The biggest problem the Dems have is the economy. Can't hide that. I might. I might. Our East Indian population rate set to overtake the black population in the USA. I doubt it. I don't think they're even close. They have too far to come. There was always droughts, but the thing is, in fact, the drought actually happened way before the Bible was ever written. You got to remember the drought happened in I think like 1100 or something like that BC, and the Bible was not even starting to be written until like I think it's like 300 BC or something like that, 683, first scrolls of the Bible or the Pentateuch. It's actually first scrolls of Pentateuch is actually written in 683. There's a good book called the Bible on Earth that goes through the whole archaeology of the Bible. Why some people are more drawn to socialism rather than fascism or capitalism? Okay, because we are the underclass. That's probably why. Sorry, Jamaica Observer website. I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about, man. When the universal basic income starts, will that be the end of Social Security as we know it? Yeah, I think it will. You won't need it because everybody will be getting support. Indians can come to UK and probably do better. There's more support system, and they own a lot of buildings. Uh, they own a lot of buildings and businesses here too. Why, when small businesses go under, they're told to be more responsible, but Mon Silicon Valley Bank is on the verge of collapse or bankruptcy, and it is because a large bank like that will take the rest of the system down with it. That's why. It's called Too Big to Fail. When growing up, how popular and impactful was the beauty and movies thing? Oh, she was. Oh yeah. They used to call her melon boobs. Boy, yeah, big impact. In fact, she was a hero to male with black and white females. You ever see Egypt going to war with Ethiopia? Nope. They've constructed on their part of the Nile. What I said, Egypt is blaming the Lord watermark on the Nile with the reservoir. That's true. That is very true. They've been talking about that for a while. I don't think it will come to a war though. I'm a high income 92. At 30, you recommend passport borrowing or for a long term relation? If you can do it outside the United States and keep maintain your income, I would leave. It'll actually benefit you. You actually save more money. Yeah, well, I think it has more to do with, and that's to do with egalitarian, and it's about economic survival. All right, we got time for last questions. How do you long think before Fed now CBDC programs become mandatory? I say about 5 years. Is the dollar too big to fail? There's nothing too big to fail. But as far as failing completely, yes, because we're still on a dollar system, like it or not. But the thing is, it's going to take a while for it to diminish. The pound is still British pound is still important 150 years later. Okay, was it when did no after World War I British pound started to be irrelevant, right? But it's still around 100 years later, and still important 100 years later. I think it's the same thing for the United States. I'm an 89 man that's light skinned. Would I be a sellout if I strongly no, you're not a sellout. You're not a sellout. So if you betray your black people, you're a sellout. If you marry somebody else, that doesn't mean that you're a sellout. Harold Belafonte was a major political figure in civil rights. He was married to white women. So was Sammy Davis Jr. Well, they because they wanted to get into the internet, and they actually wanted to get into um, they actually want to get into the internet, and the only way to get into internet telecom is actually break themselves up. Okay, they actually volunteered to do it. What do you think about Chat GPT? It's a baby. It's a baby AI that will actually get more powerful, and the other things will actually come in after it. But it's just the beginning. Any advice and game for black men with a disability? Depending on what your disability is. It depends what your disability is. You got to find your match, and you got to find something that you can do well to actually overcome the disability. So if it's about games, about women, okay, what if women see that's valuable, and what can you do to replace it? And you're gonna have to compromise because you're running at a deficit. What's the most valuable trade skill for a man to have? Huh. Um, any of your building trades are going to be hot. Okay. Anything has to do with plumbing or electricity, especially electricity and HVAC. Okay. That's not going away. Welding, when they're going to have to build, that's another important skill. Um, if you any of those skills can actually be perfected and actually transport it throughout the whole globe. Go anywhere with those skills. It'll be just a quick question: is it possible to have a sovereignty build your own wealth, build your own world in a blue pill world? Yeah, without going black pill. In other words, you need to be black pill to gain sovereignty. No, you don't. A lot of sovereign people are actually blue pill. Yeah, it's called Bill Holmes. Is our anti-tricking culture based on her gyno chip? Yeah, it is. No, I haven't. Anyway, folks, we're at our hour. Let me go ahead and paste Gigi's video. And he's got an interesting one going on today. Pay the cost to be the boss. So we're gonna let me show this real quick. Share the screen. So he's just starting up. So that's gonna be our next. I mean, it's gonna be the next video up. So if you guys want to go over there, I'll probably be in the chat modding for him. So if you guys want to head over there, I'm gonna close this out in like 1 minute, and then we'll pick it up next week. Let's see. All right. Let's go ahead and undo that and undo this. And personally, I like this open question format. Yeah, it keeps you guys from asking random questions in the in videos where I have topics. You guys don't want to stay on topic. With so many nations in Africa and Egypt, Middle East relying on grain from the Ukraine, do you see Ukraine's decline in exports causing a revolution in these places? Nope. It's because Russia probably controls most of those grain producing areas. That's probably why. So I don't think so. It would have happened already. People don't stay hungry for long. And plus, Ukraine has to sell its wheat to actually keep its population going. So it hasn't happened. Appreciate you, Instant Media. All right, folks. Head over to the Green Gorillas, and I will see you guys next week. So peace out.